Excellent. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this let me pin this for a sec. So welcome to the UK evening meditation. It's going to be quite simple. This evening, we're going to invoke Lord Ganesha, and talking on the Sri chakra and the Lalita chakra. So so this morning on my way to work on the bike, look for a talk, and that came up straight away. So I thought, okay, yeah, we'll play that this evening, and that's why you're going to get it tonight. But funny enough, I do have a couple of things on that, because I was there at that puja, and I'd only been in Sahaj for about a year, something like that. And during the puja, that was quite interesting, because as I was sitting there, I can feel those two channels, the left channel and the right channel, and it was like as if they were being tugged, and I mean tugged, really tugged, in both sides of the nadis, and it was so intense that I couldn't even sit up straight, and it was really, really intense for quite a long time, so that was quite interesting. Now I tried to sit up straight, but I couldn't. After a few moments, they were just tugging me down. But and the other thing, of course, at the end of the puja, there was a table at the end of the hall, or the marquee, or whatever it was, the Indian style marquee, and there was a table there, and the amrut came, which was made from mother's hands, and so I was on that, looking at that to serve everyone. And as I was stirring the amrut, my whole universe within me started churning. It's so much so that I just had to pass the spoon to somebody else and go and lay down, because I was knocked out for about 2 or 3 days after that. So I was out for about, with a real heavy hot fever, and everything for a couple of days, really quite interesting. So that was quite an interesting how this one came up with the same time, the evening meditation that was offered to me. So so it's an interesting talk, and of course, every time I hear that or I see that, these memories come back, where the whole subtle system, how it could really work in these pujas. So yeah, nice. Anyway, so we're going to start with, of course, first of all, the namaskar. If you haven't done, you can just do your namaskar, bow down, and together. And once you've done your namaskar, you can raise the kundalini, then put yourself in a bandhan. So we're going to invoke Lord Ganesh, and obviously within us, we pray that it removes all the obstacles within our path to be united with Shrimataji in our Sahasrara. And after the mantras, we'll read in English the translation of the Ganesh Vishesha, which is always nice to have every now and then, to have the English version and understand what you say, so that it don't become a repetition, you know, just something that just comes out because you've memorized it. It becomes something that not just memorized, but also you can relate to every word. So we're going to, as I said, invoke Lord Ganesh. We're going to just say the mantra. We'll say the mantra the old-fashioned style 3 times. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo. So just relax and sit in meditation, and Kim will read out the translation of the Ganesha Tara. And this is an old translation from an old monk book. So just relax, focus on Shrimataji's feet or your Sahasrara.
Amen. Salutations to Ganapati. You are verily the primordial principle. Only you are the doer. Only you are the supporter of the earth. Only you are the remover of obstacles. You are verily the Brahman. You are verily the eternal self. From the front, from the back, from north, protect me from all sides. You are in the literature. You are in the consciousness. You are the bliss. You are one with the Brahman. You are absolute truth, consciousness, bliss, Satchitananda. You are all knowledge. You are the recognition. All the world has originated from you, and it is sustained by you. It ends in you, and you manifest as the world. You are the earth, water, air, and sky. You are the four parts of speech. You are beyond the three gunas. You are beyond the three times. You are always present at Muladhara. You are within the three powers, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, and Mahakali. Upon you. You are Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Indra, Agni, Vayu, the sun, the moon, and the three lokas. Uttering Gana, followed first by Varna, syllable, then by the nasal. Your form is sporting the half moon and star. Gakar is the first form. Akar is the middle form. And the nasal sound is the sound thus made may be meditated on for the knowledge of all Vedas. It is Ganesha Vidya. We want to have the knowledge of the God with one tusk. We meditate upon the God with the curled up trunk. May he stimulate our intellect. He has one tusk, 4 arms, and is holding a noose and goad. With one hand he is blessing. He has a mouse as his vehicle. He is red in complexion, has a big belly and ears like winnowing fans. He wears red clothes and smears red-colored fragrant paste on his body. He is worshipped with red flowers. He is the God who has compassion for his devotees and is said to be the cause of the world. He manifests before the creation from supreme Prakriti. Obeisance to the Lord of Assemblage, Ratapati. Obeisance to the Lord of Ganas, Ganapati. The big-bellied God, the remover of obstacles, the son of Shiva. Sakshat Shri Radhi Shakti Mataji Shri.
You stay in silence a moment. So just before we listen to the talk, we're going to invoke the three powers within us. And the way we're going to do that is just by saying the first of the Maha Mantras. So the first section of the Maha Mantras, and we'll awaken and stimulate these powers, these three Shaktis before Sri Lalita and Sri Chakra talk. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Maha Lakshmi Maha Saraswati Maha Kali Viguna Tmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo. Hold yourself there for a moment. Just gonna press play. Okay, my internet's not so good at the moment, but try again. Here we go.
The knowledge about Kundalini has been expressed in many Sanskrit Shastras since long, and also in Ayurveda it is described. Not only that, but the books which are for curriculum talk about and the chakras. Ayurveda is very, very close to Sahaja Yoga. Even in the Western medicine to begin with, if you see the history, they tell the doshas, three problems that we have as in Ayurveda. The right side, which has got pitta, means bile. Left side, which has got kapha, means phlegm. and the central part, the problems of Vayu, means the gases. Now, luckily, so many Western people have nations to the simple reasoning of left, right, and center. But the knowledge of Sahaja Yoga is absolutely basics. Even Ayurveda is one step away from reality, or we should say the fundamentals. So you are dealing with the fundamentals of which a human being is built. And if this knowledge was found out long time back in India, should we not accept it? The reason why people went into meditation in those days and found out all these deeper things within ourselves, because they didn't have to fight the nature. You have seen here nature, how beautiful it is. You can spend all your life under a tree. While in the West, even before getting out of the house, you have to take at least 15 to 20 minutes to be prepared to go out. It's quite a struggle. So the nature has been so kind, and that is the reason people took to meditation and found out all these deeper things within themselves. When they found it out, it was all written in Sanskrit language. I have such a big thick book on this, which has described all the Shakti, Pithas and all the Sri Chakras, Brahma Chakra, Lalita Chakras and all that. But this was just written down, but hardly any person got realization. But in any other language, like Marathi or Hindi, which was spoken and written by common people, nothing was done. Nobody knew about it. Only a few people who read about it, especially the Shaivas, they went into the research and they went into the work. But very few people really got realization. Very, very few. Then in the 12th century, only the Nathpanthis, who were experts of Sanskrit, who were following it rigidly, that one master should have one disciple, not more than that. This was their tradition. But in the 12th century, Vyanadeva, Vyaneshwara, who was another Nathpanthi, his guru was his own brother, he asked permission from his brother that please allow me to say all these things openly. At least to say in Marathi language. Because the common people don't know anything about this knowledge. So he allowed him, and he wrote the 6th chapter of Ganeshwari, in which he described Kundalini. But it was in the 12th century. After that, many saints talked about it. Where we went yesterday to Satara, that's the place where Sri Ramadasa lived. He said that Kundalini, somebody asked how much time does it take to raise the Kundalini. He said that kshana means that moment. But the person who wants to take it should be deserving, and the one who wants to give should be capable. It's a big condition. This is such a big if, capital if actually. As a result, very, very few people got their realization. And those who were born as realized soul found it impossible to talk to people. Ganeshwara, such an enlightened soul himself, wrote one beautiful book called Amrutanubhava, which I will try to translate, which is very joy giving. To me, at least, it's very great joy giving. He went so deep into the understanding of this joy. I wish English language would provide me that subtlety to translate that book. That he wrote all these things when he was only 23 years of age. And at the age of 23 years, he got so fed up that he took a living samadhi. That is, he entered into a cave and killed himself. They all tortured him very much. Nowadays, this Andhashraddha, stupid thing, has not tortured us much. But all these saints in this country or any country have been very much tortured. And there was no police protection. There was no one to publish about what these people are up to. Despite all that, I find there are many Sahajogis who are now occupying very big positions in the government. And a day may come when everything will explode. The biggest problem of our country is something you cannot understand, because you don't have this problem there. The amount of corruption we have from A to Z for everything, that you cannot understand. I mean, I've never known any country where they have to such an extent. Even, say, in Philippines, it was only one person who was doing it. Here, every person has to get the money and has to pay the money to hire Johnnies. For this also, unless and until you get to Sahaja Yoga, it won't work out. And Sahaja Yoga can only be worked out if people understand that it is their heritage and that they have the capacity to understand Sahaja Yoga and capability to spread it. In North India, it is much better, though the vibrations in Maharashtra are much better. It's something funny. Vibrations in Maharashtra is very good. The people in the North India are very good Sahaja Yogis, and there are many, many, many in number. We can't say, even in Bombay we get about 12,000 people for my programs. But still, the way it is spreading in the North India is very surprising. Also, it is spreading. This is Satara, because it was blessed by Ramdasa, this district. I think everywhere there is a flower, there has to be thorns. And this district has got some really very bad culprits. Ahmednagar is much better. Aurangabad, we are doing much better. It will work out in Aurangabad much better. And then if you go to the other side, Berar, from where I come, it's going to work out very fast. Things are moving very fast there. I was amazed. So many people have told me that in Amravati so many are Sahajogis, in Akola so many are there. And I was surprised. I have never been. So that is your song of Maharashtra Desha is working out. It's not fair. Difficult place where we worked out. Yesterday I gave them left and right a lot, because those who came to oppose sat down and got their realization. So they are misleading people to start some sort of a new culture, like you started hippism. And they are collecting young people. The young people are leaving their schools. Some parents came and complained to me about they are not paying attention to their studies. They are failing in their class. These people are stupidly using them. I asked some of the boys, "What is your policy?" He said, "We have no policy." Then what is your aim? We have no aim. Then why are you doing this nonsense? They said, "Because whatever the elders tell us, we do it." I said, "Have you no personality? Nothing?" This exactly happened when this hippie movement started. Some so-called intellectuals started this horrible hippie movement in the West. And when they found they cannot do anything about it, they found it's going to fail. So many children lost their education. So many children I know became pregnant girls, and boys started squatting. All that took them to the extreme that they became violent. But unless and until there is a change within yourself, how can you change anything outside? You cannot. And the first, they wanted all the comforts, everything free, extremely dominating and quarrelsome. But the foundation was laid on them. It's very surprising. But I had to work on them for at least 4 years regularly. ते लोक आले त्यांना बोलून घ्या तिकडनं कोण आहेत ते. लक्ष ठेवा जरा इकडे बोलवा असे. So that is how Sahaja Yoga started. And today you know how much it has spread, how far it has gone. Only in Maharashtra this problem is there of so-called intellectuals. They call themselves, but they have no intelligence. I talked to one man, I got fed up. He didn't know anything about spirituality, about medicine, he didn't know anything about science. I said, "Now what do you know?" It was impossible. So such people who are jobless, we call them Rikam Tekade, they have no work. They are starting all such things, and we should not be upset with them. They are trying to create problems, and they are getting money from some sources. They are afraid. I think the politicians are afraid, perhaps, that Sahaja Yoga may turn their tables down. Because we believe in honesty. And maybe a day may come when these honest people might harm them, perhaps, I do not know why. This may be one of the reasons. These people are frightened of us. Whatever it is, we have to understand that for doing any great work, one has to sacrifice. Of course, you are not going to be crucified like Christ. No. Nor you have to sacrifice as my parents sacrificed for the independence of this country. Nor you are going to be tortured. But little inconveniences you may have. But I must thank you very much because of your coming here and singing Marathi songs. They are quite impressed. And they think it's only possible because you are all Sahaja Yogis. Otherwise you could not have done it. So if there are any inconveniences, think that it's a joke. That's all. Today I was thinking we should do the puja of Sri Chakra and Lalita Chakra, which we have never done. This is the right place to do these two chakras today. Lot has been written about Sri Chakra and about Lalita Chakra. But to understand fundamentally, the left side, when it reaches, then it uses on the right side the Sri Chakra, on the left side the Lalita Chakra to manifest itself. These two chakras are the ones who manifest all that you see. But these chakras are the ones who emit vibrations of different kinds. And because of their angularities, like if you have some sort of a cardboard attached with small holes of different colors, which rotates all the time, you get different colors. Also, you can get different permutations and combinations. In the same way, different permutations and combinations are created. And that is how you get all the advantages of Sahaja Yoga. So these two chakras are very important. I do not know if you know of any mantras about Sri Chakra. But I'll give you a book. Later on I'll translate it to you and you can compose something for Sri Chakra. Sri Chakra on the right side, Lalita Chakra on the left side. So what we are really worshipping today is Mahasaraswati power and Mahakali power, both put together. So now we start combining things, not individual. These two energies are very important. Without the energy, without the power, nothing exists. For example, if this light had no power to give light or to burn, it is useless. In the same way, without getting your realization, you are useless because your power is not awake, at least not complete. But these two powers give us lots of benefits even without realization. Whatever you see in this world created is done by these two chakras. But here the power doesn't move. It's not moving. But in the human being, the power starts moving. When it starts moving, then we can say it is creating another world. But movement is not the only thing. This power acts, gives you intelligence, gives you all you have as human beings. But later on, this power itself becomes enlightened within you. Means the left and right side both become enlightened. This enlightenment, you get it when you get yourself. For example, if you have pain or if your chakra is catchy, you have to use your hands. You cannot say that the energy is flowing within me, it's all right, I can manage. It's not like that. You have to use your hands, that power, to yourself. say that if there's energy in my stomach, why should I have pain in the stomach? Chakras have to come. And that is why you have to use your power of your hands. If you cannot use your hands, then you cannot impart this energy. Many people have asked me that, Mother, when will it move horizontal? It will move horizontal, no doubt. It does. But even that horizontal movement is to be guided by these two very important chakras. So you must understand the importance of these two chakras within yourself. That's why I have told many a times, don't move your head too many times and say it will talk. Very common with French especially. That's another way you are not respecting your chakras. Shouldn't move your shoulders too much. Mostly they talk like this, is anti-chakras. Anti-chakras. Should keep your shoulders straight. When you are singing, you can move your whole upper part, is alright, but not your shoulders. This is the thing one has to understand, that these two centers are to be looked at. You can move your neck, your body when you are singing. It's important. That helps. But not your shoulders. Shoulders are to be kept intact. But while saying just yes, you need not go on yes, 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 yes. It's very, very simple thing, but it can have a very bad effect. And those who move their shoulders too much do not feel vibrations much, because the chakras are not alright. It's a very simple thing to be understood, that they are the most important chakras we have. And whatever is to be used out of this Parama Chaitanya, they have to be used by these two centers. Even supposing your some chakra is catching on your spinal cord, you have to use your hands. Somebody can say, I can just put my attention. That good. Because yet your attention has not reached that stage where these chakras, like Lalita chakra and Sri chakra, obey your attention. They do not. So you have to work out with your hands. Be careful. Don't move your shoulders too much. And if you see now, Indians when they sing bhajans, they'll move the whole body. They'll do like this. But never their shoulders. The shoulders will move in the same way as the neck is moving. They might move their neck also, but they'll never move their shoulders like this, and is regarded as inauspicious according to Indian standards. Because of this culture, based on what the saints have told, and also about many seers have told, it is more related to spiritual life than to materialistic life. Now the materialistic life, unless and until there is the foundation of the spiritual life, takes you to a very partial development, you can say. But to get a full development, you must have your foundation on spirituality. That's why spirituality, being the foundation, has to be deep, has to be fully equipped, has to be absolutely perfect. Then the whole building can be built. It's gone wrong in the West, doesn't matter. Now you can build it up. And then you'll be surprised how you become really solid people. This is a very short talk about Sri Chakra. I think I should sit down and write all about it, and it will be a nice, handy thing for you to read. But you must know that beyond thought, when you go, these chakras become extremely efficient because the thought puts the pressure on them. And because of the pressure, the movement of these chakras is very slow and ineffective. But once you can get out of your thoughts and go into thoughtless awareness, then these chakras start working it out and you start moving much deeper into your own being. मी आज श्री चक्र आणि ललिता चक्र या दोन चक्रांची पूजा करावी असा विचार करत आहे. श्री चक्र आणि ललिता चक्र हे दोन्ही आपल्या खांद्यामध्ये आहेत. श्री चक्र उजवीकडे आणि ललिता चक्र डावीकडे. हे फार महत्त्वाचे चक्र आहेत. ह्या चक्रांच्यामुळेच जे काही जगामध्ये झालेले ते आदिशक्तीने बनवलं आहे. हा आणि था किंवा महाकाली आणि महालक्ष्मी, महाकाली आणि महासरस्वती ह्या दोन शक्त्यामुळे आपली डावी आणि उजवी बाजू बनलेली आहे. पण ह्या शक्त्यांना चालवणारे जे चक्र आहेत ते पहिल्यांदा अनुक्रमे ललिता चक्र आणि श्री चक्र आहेत. म्हणूनच जोपर्यंत तुम्ही हात लावत नाही किंवा हाताने व्हायब्रेशन्स घेत नाही किंवा तुम्ही हाताने व्हायब्रेशन्स देत नाही तोपर्यंत हे व्हायब्रेशन जात नाही. पुष्कळ लोकांचं असं म्हणणं आहे की आमच्या पोटात जर व्हायब्रेशन्स आहे तर आमचं पोट का दुखावं, कारण अजून श्री चक्राने तुम्ही त्याला जागृती दिलेली नाही किंवा चैतन्याचं पाणी दिलेलं आहे. ते जोपर्यंत तुम्ही श्रीचक्र आणि ललिता चक्र पूर्णपणे व्यवस्थित सांगोपांग समजून घेत नाही तोपर्यंत ते ललिता चक्र किंवा श्रीचक्र कसे कार्यान्वित आहे ते समजणार नाही. पण ते न समजताना सुद्धा एवढं लक्षात ठेवलं पाहिजे की खांदे उडवणे किंवा खांद्यावर फार जोर देणे वगैरे हे सहयोगाला संमत नाही. बोलताना पुष्कळांना समजते खांदे उडवून बोलायचे किंवा खांद्यावर काहीतरी फार भारी असं काहीतरी ठेवायचं. ह्या सर्व गोष्टी करू नयेत आणि आपल्या खांद्याची रक्षा करावी, कारण ह्याच्यामध्ये हे दोन फार महत्त्वाचे चक्र आहेत. याबद्दल मी स्वतःच एक बसून लिखाण लिहिणार आहे आणि ते तुम्ही लोकांनी वाचलं तर फार बरं होईल.
We're going to, I think we just say the 3 mantras. Do you want to sing them or do you want to say them? Right, we're just going to sing kind of. Oh. Shri Kalaki Sata Shri Krishna Swami Sansham Shri Kalaki Sata Shri Sahasra Swami So before we go off and you do namaskar and raise your kundalini, let's put these chakras to use. The Sri Lalita chakra laid out and the Sri chakra. So what we're going to do, we're going to put these in use in a sense of like giving a bandan to these conflicts, as we've seen the recent ones, you know, in Israel, Palestine, the Ukraine and Russia. And so we just give a bandan. So we know that Mother sometimes stirs pots for some reason or another. Or it's just the fact that Navaratri is coming up and these boots and Rakshasas get agitated. And so they create these new problems. So that's it. Bandan to situations. Okay, so I'm just going to play some music, and hopefully the vibrations flow and help the circumstances in these places where it's so devastating at the moment. So here we are. Okay, good night, everyone. I'm going to put some music on, and you can just relax and enjoy it, or have it in the background. Okay, but don't forget, do your namaskar, Kundalini Bandhan. Namaskar and Kundalini Bandhan. Well, don't look like anything's happening on my side.
Well, you sing.
So there's not much else we can do. I definitely can't sing, so I'm gonna bid you all good night. So Jai Shmash, everyone. I hope everything goes well in the next weeks or so, and enjoy. Jai Shmash.